my second Halloween look, and I cannot stress how easy this is. This is one of the simplest Halloween looks you could do. Throw on a really cute kind of retro feeling dress, and you are good to go. And it's super simple, and if you would like to see how to create this Halloween pinup look, then please keep on watching. So I did already prime my skin, and I used my Urban Decay Naked Skin Illuminating Beauty Balm, and I did want a little bit of a glow going on to my skin for this look, because she's a pinup. She's supposed to be radiant and beautiful and lovely. And this is really good at giving that radiance through foundation. And then just to kind of erase any pores, I use the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser. Then for foundation today, I'm going to be using my Too Faced Cocoa Powder Foundation. You can really use whatever foundation you would like to do this, but because I'm using that foundation, I'm going to go ahead and conceal first, and I'm using the Kat Von D Lock-It Tattoo Concealer. I'm still kind of playing around with this, but I think I like it. I don't know. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that on the back of my hand. And then I'm going to try a different way of applying this, because I think with a beauty blender it doesn't really work all that well. So I'm just going to use my ring finger and pat that on. And this is a really, really full coverage concealer. And it actually is almost the exact same color as my skin, which is awesome. I'm just going to take that all the way around the eye to just conceal any imperfections on the lid or around the lid as well. Because when you think pinup, you think flawless, perfect, and beautiful, so that is what we are going for. So we're going to be a little heavy-handed with the concealer today. And I'm just going in with some of this Bare Minerals Well Rested powder. This is a powder concealer as well, and I did already kind of heavily conceal my face. But just to set my under eyes and make sure that there is no dark circles peeking through at all, I'm going to set over top of that concealer with this. And like I said, I'm going to be using my Too Faced Cocoa Powder Foundation. You don't have to use a powder foundation. You can use whatever foundation you have. But to apply that, I'm going to be using my EcoTools Custom Coverage Buffing Brush. Just loading up my brush with that and packing it on. You really want something full coverage for this look, however, because you really are going for, or anyway, I am going for that really flawless kind of pinup look. So now contouring is completely up to you, whether you want to do it or not. It doesn't really matter. It's not really important to the look. It's just up to you how glam and amped up you want this to be. But I'm going to contour, and to do so, I'm going to use my Real Techniques contour brush and this MAC sculpting powder in the shade Sculpt. So I'm just going to contour like normal, nothing really fancy, and I'm not going to go too heavy with it, just kind of something light to give a little dimension to the face. So now brows again are going to be completely up to you for this look. I would suggest with going what you feel comfortable with wearing on your face. So if you do normally do quite bold brows, you could do bold brows. If you do very subtle brows or just kind of fill them in very lightly, you could do that. Or if you wanted to do something completely opposite, you could do very bold brows because it's Halloween. Why not? But I would just suggest do what you feel comfortable with wearing. I went very soft and very subtle, made them look very natural, but still just filled them in to make them look full. And I used my Urban Decay Brow Box in Brown Sugar and then just set all of that in place very lightly with my Benefit Gimme Brow in the shade Light Medium. Then for blush, I'm going to go into my BH Cosmetics Glamorous Blush Palette, and I have left off the Benefit Rockateur today because I'm going to go with a combination of this pinky blush here and then this more kind of nude natural blush, just to kind of create a very natural flush to the skin. So first I'm going to go with this one, and I'm going to just get that on my my Real Techniques blush brush and just start applying that at the apples of the cheeks and working it back onto the cheekbone. So then I'm going to dip into the brighter pink, just going to apply that on the apples of the cheeks. And very lightly, so I'm going to take some of that off on the back of my hand and just smile really big. And just giving a nice pink flush to the front of the face. So then for highlight today, I'm going to use a matte highlight, and I'm going to go into this shade here out of the Kat Von D Monarch palette. It is the kind of creamy, yellowy, kind of buttery shade, and I'm just going to use a foundation brush and just apply that on the tops of my cheekbones. Just to add a little bit of lift. I'm not going for any kind of shine or anything like that. I'm just trying to add a little bit of lift to my face. So that's it for highlight. Now we're going to move on to the eyes. First I'm going to prime my lids if I can find my primer. Here it is. I'm just going to use any old regular primer, which for me is the Urban Decay Shadow Potion. Eyeshadow Primer Potion, something. You would think I would know what this is called. So now, the eye makeup for this is crazy simple. I'm just going to take that same foundation brush I was using and dip into that same buttery yellow shade that we used for our highlight. And I'm just literally going to sweep this all over the lid, all the way up to the brow bone. And then switching over to a fluffy brush, I'm going to go into this matte shade here. It's just a very light brown. And I'm going to angle my brush like this to where it's in the upper crease area and just gently blend back and forth in that area. And I'm not rounding it out, anything. I'm just very lightly creating a shadow in the crease area. And then switching to the lower lash line, just so there's some definition down there, because I always like a little bit of definition on my lower lash line. I'm just going to take a pencil brush and that same matte brown shade that we've been using, and just gonna tap it off quite a bit, and then just lightly run it back and forth across my lower lash line. But I'm not going all the way in, I'm just keeping it under my actual lashes, so where my lashes stops, the color stops. So that's pretty much it for the eyeshadow, and now it is time for eyeliner. And you can be as dramatic as you want with this. If you have made your pinup a lot more dramatic, you could go quite dramatic with your liner. But I'm going to go very simple because I have done a very simple pinup style makeup. So I'm going to use this black cream liner from e.l.f. and a e.l.f. angled eyeliner brush. And I'm just going to create a small wing on the lid. And I'm not going to bring the eyeliner all the way into the inner corner. I'm going to stop where my lash line stops. And then once I get to my outer corner, I'm just going to turn the brush around and line it up with my lower lash line and create a very, very small wing. So then once you've got your eyeliner on, just apply some mascara and you are done with the eyes. Like I said, super simple. Then moving on to the lips, and we are going to do a signature red pinup lip. So I'm just going to start and line my lips with a red lip liner. Then just apply whatever red lipstick you want to. You can do matte, you can do glossy, you can do whatever. I'm going to use this one from MAC, and this was from the Maleficent collection, and it is an amplified finish in the shade of True Love's Kiss. and with that, we are finished with this super simple Halloween pinup look. I thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.